So welcome children. So last video we saw the sources document. So this video we are going to learn the double entry system. So very few theories there. So after finish all the theories we are going to see the problems. So what is the double entry system? This is most important thing. You must know the double entry system. So double entry system of bookkeeping is scientific and complex system of recording of financial transaction of organization. So financial transaction of organization we have to record under the books of accounting with a scientific and complete record as a double entry system. Definition of double entry system, double entry bookkeeping. So definition I already told you, don't change anything on definition. As it is what they are given, you have to write like that only. So definition. So every transaction involving money or money worth has twofold aspects. I already told you. The receiving of value on the one hand and the giving of same value on the other hand. So every transaction involving money worth. So money and money worth transactions வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா two aspects இருக்கும். One is receiving value, another one is giving value. So this twofold nature in all transaction must be recorded in the books and this given rise to term double entry bookkeeping. So this twofold nature, giving and receiving nature of all transaction must be recorded in the books of account. So இது வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த ரெண்டு என்ட்ரிஸ்மே நம்ம வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா giving aspects இருந்தாலும் சரி receiving aspects இருந்தாலும் சரி. So both aspects we have to enter the books of account. So that is called a double entry system. So another the definition given by J. Batley Boyd. So every business transaction has twofold effect and that it affect two account in opposite direction. And if a complete record is to be made of each such transaction, it is necessary to debit one account and credit another account. So every business transaction has twofold effect. It affect two account is opposite direction. That means receiving and giving is opposite direction. So receiving does vera, receiving அப்படியே opposite giving. So it complete record if you made record of both the opposite both opposite effects, that means receiving aspect as well as the giving aspect. So நீங்க ரெண்டுமே நம்ம வந்து if you are recording in the books of account, then such a transaction is necessary to debit one and credit another. ஒன்னு debit கொடுக்கணும், இன்னொன்னு நம்ம credit கொடுக்கணும். In this recording of twofold effect where every transaction that has given rise to term double entry system. So அதுக்கு பேர் தான் வந்து double entry system. So this is given by J.R. Batley Boyd. So this is a definition. So as it is what they are given, so you have to write a definition. Don't change anything on the definition. So even you have to write the author also. So any one you can learn. So next, principles of double entry system. So next we are going to see the principles of double entry system. So principles of double entry system, principles, features, everything is same. So the following are the principles of double entry system. So double entry system means in every business transaction there are two aspects. I already told in meaning of double entry system. So the same thing only they are given in the principles also. So every business transaction there are two aspects. The two aspects involved are the benefit or value receiving aspect and benefit or value given aspect. So both aspect, two aspect is there. Two aspects are involved in the double entry system. One is a receiving aspect, another one is a giving aspect. Benefit or value receiving aspect, benefit or value giving aspect. So these two aspects involve minimum two account, at least one debit and at least one credit. So two aspect involve minimum two account வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ரெண்டு aspects இருக்கணும், at least one debit, at least one credit இருக்கணும். So every debit there is a corresponding and equivalent credit. If one account is debited, the other account must be credited. So every debit there is corresponding equivalent credit. So நம்ம என்ன amount debit, for example debitல 1000 எழுதுனா அதே 1000 rupees அதே பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா creditலயும் நம்ம எழுதணும். So every debit there is a corresponding and equivalent credit. If one account is debited, the other account must be credited. So one account நம்ம debit பண்ணனா and another account opposite entry தான். One debit na next another one is credited. So this is the principles of double entry system. Next we are going to learn the double entry advantages of double entry system. So what is advantages? So accuracy. So in this system, two aspects of each transaction are recorded in the books of account. This help in checking the accuracy in accounting. So very accurately we have to check the arithmetical accuracy in the double entry system. So in this system, two aspects of each transaction are recorded. So both the debit aspect as well as the credit aspects we have to record it. So two aspects of each transaction are recorded in the books of account. This helps checking accuracy. So very accurately we have to enter all the both giving aspect and receiving aspect. ரெண்டுமே எழுதுறதுனால பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா accuracy செக் பண்ணும்போது ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கும். Then ascertainment of business result. So dealing regarding expenses, losses, income, gain, asset, liability, debtor, creditor, etc. are readily available. So this helps ascertain the net profit and loss incurred during accounting period and also to know the financial position and particular date. So if you are maintaining a double entry system, through the double entry system, it's very easy to find out the net profit and net loss during the year. Not only that, even we have to prepare the financial, we have to know the financial position on particular date also. So we have to easily ascertain the business result, either earning a profit or the business concern facing a loss. So we have to know the financial position, how much assets we have, what are the liabilities we have. So all these things we have to get through from the double entry system. Then comparative study. So through the double entry system, the business result of the current year can be compared with those of previous year. So we have to compare previous year transaction, previous year account with the current year account. So it facilitates business planning for future and we predict in future. So all these things happen because of double entry system. So business result of current year can be compared with previous year. So through that we have to facilitate business plan for further future plan. So next, common acceptance. So the business record maintained under the system are recorded by financial institution, government and others because it is systematically and scientific system. So double entry system is a systematic way of recording of accounting transaction. It is a system, scientific system. So basically these if the concern maintain a double entry system, these records are accepted by the financial institutions and government. So other users are accepted these two double entry system of bookkeeping. So common as acceptance. So these are all the advantages of bookkeeping. Then we are going to see the transaction. So now we are going to see the transaction. So transaction involve transfer of money or money worth. So transaction already told you. Transactions day-to-day transaction involve money or money worth. So goods or service or ideas. If you are transfer, it's related to money and money worth transaction from one person to another person. So transaction can be classified into cash transaction, bank transaction and credit transaction. So transaction involve transfer of money. Transaction means transfer of money or money's worth. Money's worth in the sense goods or service. So from one person to another person, that is called the transaction. Transaction and transfer of money or money worth. Money worth in the goods illa service illa idea. If you are transfer for money, so from one person to another person is called a transaction. So transaction can be classified into cash transaction, bank transaction and credit transaction. Now we are going to see the cash transaction. When cash transaction means the transaction involved in cash. That means when you paid immediately, that comes under the cash transaction. So when immediate cash involved in transaction, it is called a cash transaction. For example, goods are sold for cash. Goods are sold for cash. So in case cash 5,000 come into business and goods worth 5,000 go out of business. Even I have to give one example of double entry system. While I'm starting to explain the double entry system, I told you, if you bought a car worth 5 lakh, so what comes to you? The car comes to you, comes to your home or comes to your business. So what goes out to your business? Cash goes out to your business. So if you paid or if you received immediately, that is called a cash transaction. So transaction involved in cash, immediately involved in cash, that is called a cash transaction. So you must be paid cash immediately. So that is called a cash transaction. Both the cash given and cash received. So ரெண்டுமே இருக்கலாம், cash received ஆவும் இருக்கலாம், இல்ல cash paid ஆவும் இருக்கலாம். So if you are paid immediately, if you are received immediately, if you are paid cash immediately, if you are received cash immediately, then it comes under the cash transaction. Then bank transaction. Bank transaction means if you the transaction involved with the bank. So that means if your deposit, if you are not paid immediately means if you paid through the check or DD, or if you are deposited into directly, if you are deposited into bank, so then card transaction, credit card transaction or debit card transaction, that comes under the bank transaction. So through the bank, if you are involved in any transaction, that is called a bank transaction. So they are given some example: cash deposited into bank, income of the business directly received by the bank, received through the cash deposit machine. So nowadays cash deposit machine also available in many ATMs and banks. Payment made by the customer business through debit card, credit card, net banking, National Electronic Fund Trust, NEFT, and real-time gross settlement. So these are all some example for bank transactions. Cash withdraw from the bank charges levied by the bank, payment made by the bank as per standing instruction, payment made by check, payment made by business through debit card, net banking, RTGS. So these are all some examples. So cash deposit means if you are paid any cash into the bank, that is called a cash deposit. So if you are deposit any amount into the bank, ஏதாவது பணம் வந்து பேங்க்ல போய் நம்மளோட அக்கௌண்ட்ல போட்டா அது cash deposit. Income of the business directly received by the bank. For example, if you receive any interest from the investment, so that directly the bank will receive. So you have to give a standing instruction to the bank for receiving your income. Based on that, they have to receive some income. ஸோ ஒரு இன்கம் வந்து நீங்கள் பேங்க்கில் வந்து ஸ்டாண்டிங் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுத்துட்டிங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு வர வேண்டிய இன்கம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அவங்களே வந்து பேங்க்கில் கலெக்ட் பண்ணிவிடுவாங்க. ரெசிப்ட் த்ரூ கேஷ் டெபாசிட் மிஷின், கேஷ் டெபாசிட் மிஷின் மூலயமா நீங்கள் வந்து பணத்தை போடுறது. Then debit card, credit card use பண்ணுறது. Then cash withdraw from the bank. If you withdraw money from the bank, so normally in business so many times we have to use the bank transaction only because huge cash are involving in the bank business transaction. So நம்ம huge transaction வந்து business transactions வந்து huge amount இருக்கிறதுனால mostly நம்ம பார்த்தீங்கன்னா bank transaction தான் பண்ணுவோம். So if you withdraw money from the bankலேருந்து பணம் எடுத்தீங்கனாலும், so bank charges, so they have to collect some charges for using net banking, mobile banking, or if you are transfer money through the fund transfer, for that they have to collect some charges. Then payment made by the bank as per the standing instruction. So if you want to pay any tax or if you want to pay any insurance premium, in the sense if you are giving a standing instruction, the bank automatically paid some amount to the respective expenses. சில எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் நீங்கள் இந்த அமௌண்ட் இந்த தேதிக்கு நீங்கள் கொடுக்கணும்னு ஸ்டாண்டிங் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுத்துட்டிங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காகவே அவங்க உங்கள் அக்கௌண்ட்லேருந்து என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா பே பண்ணிவிடுவாங்க. Then payment made by check. So if you made any payment through the check மூலமா கொடுக்கிறது, payment made by the business through the debit card, net banking. So அது மூலமா if you pay anything, that all comes under the bank transaction. So next, credit transaction. So when settlement is not made by cash or through bank immediately, and transaction is called a credit transaction. So if you settle the settlement is made immediately through the cash or through the bank, it is called a bank transaction and cash transaction. So when settlement is not made by cash or through bank immediately in the transaction, it is called a credit transaction, but the amount is to be settled within a specific period, but you must be paid within a stipulated period. So for example, purchase of goods on credit rupees 3000. So you purchase the goods worth 3000, but you are not yet you are purchasing goods, the goods comes to your business, but you are not yet paid immediately. நீங்க வந்து இன்னும் amount pay பண்ணல. So if you are getting a credit purchase, so purchase account data to whom you have to receive purchase, that person's name you have to mention, or you have to mention creditor. So those who are give a credit to you, that person is called a creditor. உங்களுக்கு யார் கடன் கொடுக்குறாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு பேர் என்னது creditor. So definitely you must be settled this amount in a stipulated period. ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட பீரியட்ல கண்டிப்பாக நீங்கள் அவங்கள்ட்ட வாங்கின அமௌண்ட்டை நீங்கள் கொடுத்துடணும். ஸோ இன் திஸ் கேஸ் குட்ஸ் worth 3000 come to the business and liability of creditors worth 3000 arise. This is a liability because you must be repay this amount to the creditor. Creditor கண்டிப்பாக இந்த அமௌண்ட்டை நீங்கள் repay பண்ணணும். So this is a liability. So you have to show this on a credit side. So debit what comes in? So debit means purchase. So purchase account data to creditor. That means you have to mention if they given a name. So you have to mention the name. So these are all the transactions. So we have a 3 type. One is a cash, credit, and bank transaction. So if a transaction taken place immediately, so if your settlement is made immediately, that is called a cash transaction. If settlement made later, that is a credit transaction. So if your settlement through the bank, that is called a bank transaction. So that's it. So next class we will see the account and other accounting approaches of recording transaction, accounting equation approach. Through the accounting equation approach length பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா sums start ஆகுது. So probably next class we will start the theories as well as problem, children. So learn the double entry bookkeeping. So learn all the theories. So see next class we will see. So learn all the theories, children. Thank you.